Sophie Ferns, born the 15th of September, 1891, Myingyan, Mandalay, Burma, and died the 15th of May, 1959 in London. Sophie was an enigma. She created an aura of safety and calm around her. All the children were given hugs, good things to eat, and if you were naughty, you got jobs to do. She scolded you by giving you a hug, and at times when Jeff was really in trouble if left with Grandpa, she would hold Jeff close while he was told off, and no person would be able to enter her space of calm or disturb the aura of comfort that surrounded her. The grandchildren took their turns to rotate the butter churn in Kotwara House. It was filled with ice cream milk mix, and the slam barrel churned in a tub of ice and salt freezing mix. Fruit like raisins and cherries and candied skins from orange peel had been bottled and stored. These were added, each bottle a different blazing colored blue, green and red with sugar glaze. A selection of these sugar-pickled colors would be sliced into diamond and other shapes and added to the finished white ice cream, or be used for cake decorations. Ice sorbet and parfait plus huge, molded blancmange custards were also special treats for birthdays. Ice cream was much preferred to the shaved ice sorbet that was usually flavored with sarsaparilla syrup and sold by street vendors, if they survived Bambi, Pico and the other guard dogs, Saurus cranes, mongoose and other pets, in our fenced front garden. The crazy white rabbits had disappeared after Dad booted them over the fence in Meerut. The glace fruit was also added to Christmas fruit cakes that had a whiff of alcohol that usually raised the warning for children to eat only a small piece, or else they would get drunk. A birthday person had a specially decorated and creeper flower festoon chair to sit in all day in the front garden. We were spoilt rotten with an all-day birthday party. Gifts would come with visitors, and those who stayed got one of Sophie's curries, which were very much loved, but a particular favorite was the beautifully perfumed light coconut cream and cashew nut paste korma. Sophie made Andrew go to the market late one day, as it was critical that Jeff immediately had a parrot at that moment. After much grumbling he set off and returned, but the cage was placed at a suspicious height, so that the parrot could not be seen. He had not been able to find a live parrot at the late hour, so had purchased a cage, and had nailed a stuffed parrot to the perch to satisfy immediate requirements. A live pair of peach faces did appear a few days later. Grandpa told me many stories of his past. Andrew's children were all very well educated. However, pillow fights were much enjoyed when their parents were out. On one such occasion, a flying pillow hit the family altar and smashed Sophie's prized statue of Saint Mary. The quick-thinking boys immediately ran to the kitchen and collected some cooked rice left over from dinner and carefully pieced together the bits using the mashed rice paste as glue. Sophie was very proud of her altar and dusted the statues constantly. On her return, Andrew heard a wail and found Sophie mesmerized in front of the pieces that were previously the statue of Saint Mary. "It's a miracle," she said, "but we must have an evil spirit." Andrew was called Tiger Lily, the disciplinarian at school, for very good reason. He yelled out the children's names starting with Alfie. The guilty troop soon admitted their evil act and got the usual punishment: a cane whack on the hand. Grandpa was the disciplinary master at school as well. He said it was the last time Tiger Lily had to punish his children. The children all went to the local Catholic schools, and many were taught by Andrew, who taught math and geography. The children loved the open house run by their parents, and any friend was always welcome, and many stayed days when they could not go home during school holidays. Most weekends were a flurry of activity, as there was usually a scout camp somewhere when the weather allowed. Lucknow was over 45 degrees in some hot periods, and the monsoon rains could fall continuously for several weeks at other times. Before generators and refrigerators came along, I was taken to a scout jamboree organized by Grandpa in the bush in northern India in 1953. We had slabs and strips of venison and had to keep it fresh for several days. We placed the large slabs of meat in linen cases after it was salted and soaked in vinegar. The linen bags were placed in hessian sacks that were wet. A bucket with a hole in it dripped water on the wet hanging bags to keep it wet. This kept the meat at 3 degrees Celsius as the water evaporated. The smaller meat strips were cured in salt, lemon juice and spices like pepper, cloves, cardamom and cinnamon. After the fluids drained out, it was washed to remove the salt and smoked over our campfire. Our delicious, cured large lumps of meat were baked and was very nice, thinly sliced. Other perishables were stored in salted ice in a large box. An inner box held critical essentials like Nana's ice cream. Salt was the friend of many, as salted and dried meat, fish and vegetables lasted for a long time. Smoked meats and fish dishes were always good. The mystery of Bombay duck being a paste made from anchovies is still with me. Sophie was greatly loved by everyone, particularly by us grandchildren.